Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a flight attendant aspirant, you must be wondering, where do flight attendants sleep on board the aircraft, especially if it's a very long flight? Well, if you're interested to find out, just stick around. But before we begin on this video, let me just give a quick shout out to my husband. Today is our third wedding anniversary, our 15th year together, and this is sort of a husband appreciation shout out. I just want to say a very quick thank you to my husband for being so supportive of my vlogging career right now, and for taking care of the kids whenever I'm vlogging and I'm editing my videos. And thank you for always being so loving and sweet, and for being so hardworking. I am very proud of you. Love you, John Paulo. Mwah! Before we begin, let's discuss, why do flight attendants need to sleep on board the aircraft? Because anyway, they're at work, right? So why should they get rest? Just imagine yourself inside an aircraft for 16 hours and you're just a passenger, just sitting there. You feel tired, right? What more for the flight attendants who are just moving around, attending to the beck and call of the customers inside the aircraft? Another reason is that it is a mandatory requirement so that the flight attendants are still legal to operate the flight. It sort of extends their legality to operate a flight. So which flights would require flight attendants to have rest? This varies among airlines, but from the airline that I used to work for, 11 hours and above would require rest. And there is a computation for that. How long should the rest be? How many hours of sleep should each flight attendant get on that flight? Do flight attendants all sleep at the same time? Like, for example, on a Boeing 777 aircraft, if there are 16 flight attendants, do they all go to sleep at the same time? Obviously, no. They cannot all go to sleep at the same time, because who would answer the calls of passengers, right? And who would monitor the cabin for safety reasons? So, to avoid having all the cabin crew gone for rest, they divide it. So if there are 16 flight attendants on board the aircraft, 8 of them will go for their first rest, and the other 8 will go for the second rest. So who decides who gets the first or the second rest? If I explain it to you now, it's going to be very complicated, but let's just say that even before the beginning of the flight, during the briefing, we already know who's going to go on first rest and who's going to go on second rest. When do this rest begins, or the sleep? When does it start? It usually begins at the end of the first service, which is usually 2.5 hours after takeoff. How long is the rest gonna be? It depends on the length of the flight. On some flights, we get 2.5 hours for the first rest and 2.5 hours for those who are on the second rest. But the important thing is, if it's 2 hours for the first rest, it should be 2 hours for the second rest as well. This is calculated based on the time that we have in between two services, the two main services, because we have a main service after takeoff, and then we have another main service maybe 2.5 hours prior to landing. So whatever time we have left in the middle of that, so let's say the total time that we need for the service after takeoff and before landing is 5 hours. Deduct that to the total flying time, which is 16 hours. You get 11 hours, divide that in 2, and there you go. Maybe you're gonna get 5 hours, 4 hours. It really depends. If the flight is 11 hours, obviously you're gonna get shorter rest. So now let's get to the question, where do flight attendants sleep? We have a thing that we call crew rest compartments, and the location of this crew rest compartments, or the CCRC, varies among aircrafts. So it's not going to be the same if you're flying on a 777 versus when you're flying on a 380 or a 350. I'm going to show you pictures right here. This one is of a Boeing 777 crew rest compartment. Actually, this one is my favorite out of them all, because you have enough space to sit inside the crew, the bunk beds, and this one is on top. So I prefer climbing up the stairs, like this one I'm showing in the photo. It's easier to climb up the stairs and then go to your bunk. There's 8 bunks in total on a 777, and it's, if you're worried about your privacy, there are curtains, as you can see also. There are curtains that you can just draw and get your rest. Can you sit inside the bunk on a Boeing 777? Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, I even do my makeup. I change my clothes inside the bunk. I don't waste my time lining up in the lavatory to change from my uniform to my sleepwear. So yes, we do change to our sleepwear because obviously you don't want to wrinkle your uniform, you don't want to sweat in your uniform while you are sleeping, you want to be fresh and clean after you wake up from your rest. This one is the A350 crew rest compartment. This one is not bad as well, but like what I said, 777 is my favorite. This would be probably like my second favorite, except in situations where you will get this bunk where you are just divided by curtains. And lastly, this is the crew rest compartment of the A380. These are double bunkers. It's like double deck beds. It's under the lower deck. So basically, you are next to the cargo, but there is no access to the cargo, just to make that clear. What I like about the A380 bunk is that after climbing down the stairs, there is enough space for you to stand up, and there is a changing area as well where you can draw the curtain and change your clothes. They did this because once you are inside the bunk, since it's a double bunker, you cannot really sit. It's designed for you to just lie down, and sometimes I feel like it could be claustrophobic because the ceiling is just, like, for example, you're lying down, you just have this much space from your face and the ceiling. Sometimes it feels like you're in a coffin, and there is one terrible, terrible, terrible bunk that everybody dreads to get. And there was one time that I got this because it was my first flight on 380 that had rest, and I was too slow. Everybody got the good bunks, and I was left to sleep under the stairs. And this bunk is, you have just a small entrance, and you have to go in with your legs first. So you sort of insert your legs, and then you wiggle your way into it, and you can't really move because you don't really have much space there. So yeah, that's why this is my least favorite crew rest compartment. So there you go. That answers the question, where do flight attendants sleep on board the aircraft? I hope that I clarified all your questions with regards to where flight attendants sleep. If you have any more requests in the future, let me know down in the comment section. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button, and of course hit the bell button as well, so that you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos. And speaking of uploads, I upload every Monday and Friday, so stay tuned every Monday and Friday for Monday and Friday for new uploads. And by the way, we are now on 86,000 subscribers. Once we reach 100,000 subscribers, I have a special gift to you, my subscribers. I'm gonna be giving away 2 mobile phones to 2 lucky subscribers, so 1 each winner, and a couple of consolation prizes. This has been Days with Kath. I will see you next time. Bye!